I'm Ivan Fritz. I'm the president of Creator Tools, and I'm joined today by Ira Sakolsky and Robert Fritz, who just got back from the Living Art in Mexico. Ira, what was it like? How did it go?
Well, we flew in to Leon Airport and took a shuttle, drove us to San Miguel, where the workshop was taking place, which is an astoundingly beautiful place. Everywhere you look is some beautiful architecture. How old, Robert, was is that?
I think it's 600 years old.
It just felt like a dream being there.
Stylistically, it really is like being in a dream or another era or just a charm central. I mean, it is just gorgeous there.
We had 25 participants, some who were new to Robert's work, and some who have been working with Robert for years, and everything in between that as well. And one word I'd describe it is focused, and for another word, motivated. They were very present for
Let me add another word, international. There were people from Japan, Australia, the Philippines, Europe, of course, America, South America, and Mexico. And other, I'm sure I'm missing out some places, Ireland. Um, and that was interesting too, because everybody just became such a family.
It's the kind of workshop where, I mean, it can go any number of ways, but this one was really whole in the sense that everybody was participating fully. Everybody wanted to get as much as they could out of it, and boy, did they.
Well, there's two kinds of approaches that we take in the living art. And one is about the creative process directly in art projects. We do a visual work, photography. There are collages. There are um, movement pieces that they create.
We analyze great songs, great music, great film, and we take the time to look at those structurally as well. Like, what are the artists doing that's giving us this experience of the song, and it becomes very, very practical.
Now, the combination of all of these ingredients, not done in a sort of finger painting way, try it out and see what happens, but really understanding how to structure the creative process for each individual piece and then execute that structure changes the way that you understand both the creative process and how to apply those principles to your life. Now, the second dimension of the course is exploring four of the major life-changing issues that people have, enable people to think through basic concepts that they may have adopted, assumptions they've made that turn out not to be true, and especially in light of looking at them in the scrutiny of reality.
And what were some of the moments that stood out to you this time?
One is the personal work that Robert was expressing about the issues. Those who opted to question and look at the assumptions they were holding, there is a real beauty for me in seeing those aha moments for those participants, because it's very deep. Some of these issues are held on to for 30, 35, 40 years or more. And to have them come to a realization that, whoa, like, oh, I've been up to no good for myself for all this time, and get to make a different choice, a real choice based upon their highest aspirations, their highest values. It's a beautiful thing for me to watch without naming names. The other element was the change that happens from doing all the creative projects, from like, oh my God, I'm not a writer, as Robert said, or I'm not an actor, I'm not any of these things, to see them enter into the process and say, oh, wow, that came out really good. And to see that process build over itself and over the 7 days till they have a big project to do using the principles. And at that point, they've assimilated a lot of the workshops. So what was challenging in the beginning becomes much easier towards the end. And then the pieces they pull off are amazing pieces, great stories, great conflict and drama in these theater pieces. Um, and it's gorgeous to watch people grow over time in that way. It's really a thrill.
Yeah, the living art is a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I mean, it is amazingly entertaining and charming and fun, as well as being deep and all the stuff we talked about. It's a lot of times people describe it as one of the best weeks of their lives.
So what's the difference between the living art and the FST, the Fundamentals of Structural Thinking course?
The living art really is an exposure course, what is it called? What do you call it when you go and live in the country to learn the language? Immersion.
Immersion, yes.
Version.
That's immersion in the creative process. And the, it's not only immersion in the creative process from a creative point of view, but also from a structural point of view, which I think makes it unique among any of the processes that teach one the creative process. But this course really is unique. And if you're an artist, it's especially good. And if you're not an artist, it's especially good. Everybody comes in, no matter what their level of experience, and can benefit from all of the experiential um, and explorational thinking processes, structural processes that are built into the course.
I couldn't say it better.
Fundamentals of Structural Thinking is our flagship course in how to think structurally. This is not something we do in the living art. The living art is a personal development course. Fundamentals of Structural Thinking is really a professional as well as a personal development course. Lots of people who come to the fundamentals are therapists, coaches, people in the helping professions, also management uh, people, senior executives, human resource. And that course begins with basic principles of structural thinking. Then there's a business day, the application of structural thinking in a business or organizational context. And then there's personal day, which is how it applies to lives personally. And then the last day is called digital day, where they go through instruction, training, and digital thinking, which includes digital decision making, digital evaluation. These are really quite extraordinary techniques.
All right, great. Well, I want to thank both of you for your time today, and I look forward to hearing about the FST.